Okay, so let's go on with our story. Now, what's actually happening in the story is this is your neshama, my neshama. We live alongside of the Sitra Achra, so is right with us, everything we do. Even when she's sailing on the Yam HaChachma, and she's in the highest possible reaches, guess what? Over on the side there, something attracts her. That is our neshamas. Pulls us towards our neshama, let's call her, pulls her towards the palaces that have been built close by and look very, very enticing. And here's her situation now, is that she's been trapped by this king who has been built palaces along the side. Now here comes a big secret. It's the secret of the 11 Samam and Kataras that represent in the Lashon of Rebbe Shimon and the Zohar 11 different special qualities of Kedusha that are trapped inside of the Kali, inside of the force of the other side. And now we're going to start bringing them out. We're going to talk about how so important they are to the Sitra Achra, to that king who's old and wise, old and foolish rather. So here we are in this book. We're on page 59. So she had told him that she wanted to marry him properly. Of course, Sitra Achra wants really a good setup for himself so that he can suck off all of that Kedusha and really build himself big. So let me make sure that I'm in the right place. Yeah, I am in the right place. So therefore, the Melech goes like the Melech calls the Kolabadino. So there he wrote, the Rebbe says that he sent out to all the different nations of the world, Sheyiskamsu bo al chasana shalom, that they all should come to his chasana. Just like Kedusha, that you have 10 spheros, each of the 10 spheros has spheros, and each of them is 10 spheros, and it goes on, ani beneath him. But the same thing is true of the other side. The other side has very great depths and all different kinds of nations that are associated. It's Kabiyochol. Uvano platim b'shvilam. So he calls for each one of them that he should brought. Let me see, make sure I got this right. Melech calls it the Golabadida. She comes to Yuvol Hasana. Uvo platim b'shvila, and he built palaces for the chasana, for the wedding. Kiyin derech balagaiva. So this is the nature of the other side. You see this in yourself. Sharos and the Haros as Jerusalem, they want to show off how wealthy they are. Kamosha calls it Baharos as Osher V'Kavah Malchusa in order to show off. This is by Achashverosh. He wanted to show how rich he was and how powerful he was. As Yakar Tiferes Gedul also, and the preciousness of the beauty of all of his greatness. V'Haklipa Hazu Nimses Ad Yom Zecha B'nei Adam. So we still have this. It didn't go away anywhere. This is still a part of us. Shebimvazim home to office the ruach because they they throw a tremendous amount of money away. So the main thing is to show that there's something really great. Unfortunately, we're not permanent fixtures. We only have a certain life cycle here. We're here for a certain amount of time. We get squeezed in a way to bring out the very best of us, and if we could do that, then we could accomplish something while we're in this world. But these are people who don't have that. And so they represent, they only want to be appreciated here in this world. V'hiah Bas Keser, that is the Bas Keser, the daughter of the emperor. Shehia Neshama, which is our Neshamas. Sharash is a nafla kavar b'pach. Now she sees already that she got enticed into some kind of gaiva. And she's into something which is going to be really, really bad for her. Because there's no escape. He calls those rocks to the Tzeis B'mana, but she wants to get out. She really wants to go out. Now, I thought about, when I was thinking about this before, that he uses the word tachbulos, which means like armament, but it actually means plans. It means that if you're going strategies, that if you're going to live your life, you have to know ahead of time that you're going to be tempted. That's going to happen to you all the time, over and over and over again. And each time you have to be able to run away from it. So you have to have plans of how you're going to get away. One of the things that I try to translate for myself is that these thoughts, when you have bad thoughts, their thoughts were like a wind. So if it blows one way and it can blow into your body and really take you over, you can blow it out too. But you have to have a plan for how you're going to do this, is what Rabbeinu Kodesh is trying to tell us. So she said, she climbed to him, you want a big time party? Then you have to send me 11 beautiful princesses that are going to come and accompany me, and that'll make those 11 plus me, it'll make 12. Shazeh sod achad asis samam and ketores. So this is the secret of the 11 different spices that we have in the ketores. What is ketores? It's the most sweet thing in the world. But we're seeing that, he said, let me add just a little more, who sewed the last two letters, Vav and K, of the Yud K Vav K. What's the secret here? The secret is, as I said at the beginning, is that these special spices, which are pure and wonderful, are trapped inside the Sitra Achra. That's what happened if you listen to the Idra Shir. This is what happened with the Shira. This is they fell down into the force of the other side and they're captured there. When you say the 11 Simamanim during Chakras, or anytime you say it after Chakras, what you're doing is you should have Kavanah, the thought that you're going to bring these back up into Kedusha. Sheshover Esiyet Sahara, so these can actually, she wants to bring them with her to break the Yetz Sahara. Kamuva Bazara, the Zoras of Bediki the Torahs, to Vira the Yetz Sahara Ihu. What's the special thing about Ketores? Ketores has the power to break the Yetz Sahara. But so he said, V'tziva Hamela V'sholchulo Achas Esra V'no Sarim Gedoyle Ma'od. So now he's reaching down inside of his own Kali, and he's going to pull out these 11 Simamanim, and he says, he quotes a Gemara over here in Sanhedrin. He says, "Ki minei ube abba lezel beil nirga," because by himself, that is between his male and his female side of himself, Abba, he says, I will come and I will go and I'm going to do something tricky. Ki imis action, because if they're tricky or if they're crooked, if you can find the right trick and the right path, then it's possible that the Yetzer Hara himself will come and do what you want. You want to get the 11 Simamanim out of him? You have to tell him, you have to entice him and say, there's a reason why I need them. He brings this in the Chuti Maran, Chelik Beis, Siman Ches. What is Rebbe Nachman doing for you and me? He's going to bring himself inside of your stomach, inside of the place, what we call the esophagus, the place where it has swallowed up all the good things that have gone to the other side. So he goes right into the other side, into the mouth of the other side, into his belly. So he says in the base of Blia Shala Sitra Akra, the Hechreach Law, the Hawking Hakos. So then what happens going to happen is you're going to have to vomit. It's like sticking something down your throat. You're going to have to vomit. Basod Chayil Bala V'Yakiano, that he's going to go down into the stomach of the Sitra Akra and force him to get you out. Because these Simamanim are so special that he had a special palace, a special chamber for each one of them. Because each one of the Simanim of the Ketoras, it has a specific quality that's very special for it. And so she also was given a special palace. And they all gathered together around her. That is, Shazeh Gam Sod Ma'ashara Yosef, that this is also the concept that Yosef, who represents, right, he's the tzaddik. So he's the representative, the one that's going to be mashpia to everything else. He has to gather. The concept of Yesod is that's the concept of the tzaddik. The concept is really a pool, which everything gathers into it. So he said, so that all of you, my brothers, who all have different qualities of the Yud Ke Vav Ke, different combinations of it, you all wind up pooling those things by me. So these 11 Benot Sarim, these daughters of these princes, are in there and they're singing and they're having a great time. Because when we come to Kedusha, Yisham Shorat Tamid Simcha, there's always happiness there. Because there's power and there's love in its place. So one time she said to them, they're in her palace, right? They've all gathered together, they're making music, having a great time. That she should go swimming, that she should go for a boat ride on the sea. Remember we said the sea is a sea of Chachma. They're reaching up, they're reaching high to the sky. This is the ruch of the spirit of godliness, which is compared to a sea. And so they went with her, and they were having a great time. They were partying there. Because it's impossible to really get to ruchnius alukos, only through the power of simcha. So he says the ropes of the Nevi'im, they come down from the altar. There's an orchestra around them. And in the midst of all of that, they are able to prophesy. So you have to have, when I use the word party, I don't want to get it misunderstood. It means that they're having a wonderful celebration together, a tremendous chibur of these 11 simamanim with the neshama that's within us. So she said to them, so he says, listen, let me give you some good wine. And she gave him some of this special wine that's in the boat. So they all got drunk, they laid down, and they fell and they laid down. Because she didn't want them to know that she's going to run away. So this idea is that the special qualities that you have, these 11 simamanim, that you have, and say, you know what, they get used to the Yetzer Hara, they're comfortable there. It's not that they really want to be there because they can't shine, but on the other hand, they don't want to leave necessarily. But if they get a chance to be able to get involved in Ruchnius, then they will do that. Now she wants them to get him away from the Sitra Akra completely. So she needs them to fall into sleep. So this is what it says by Yaakov. That he didn't tell him, they didn't tell Lavan that he was running away. So she went, she untied the boat, and she spread out the sails, and she ran away with the boat. So this is the main idea that we want to say. When you see that you've gotten into a tight spot, in a painful place, you need to run away from that place. As we said, now when Rav Schick uses this phrase, to run away, it means to run away to Hashem. And also with the same idea that Moshe ran away from Paro. So he says in day that is the king and his entourage. They looked out and they saw, hey, what happened to the boat? The boat's gone. And they became very frightened. But they don't know that she ran away with the boat. So the Melech, he's got this Yetzer Tov that he's captured. He's got this Kedusha that he has, a tremendous Kedusha. He said that he's Charush Adol Hagi Lot Pison. So he said, listen, be careful. Don't tell her right away. Kitsara Yehia Godol Ma'od Al Safina Yakov, because she had such a tremendous boat that she was in. She had such tremendous money there. And everything that she had accumulated. Because he didn't know. That she herself left. He thought somebody stole the boat. So he thought that she's still in her chambers. Gam ulai tizbor, or maybe he thought that the king gave the sefina to somebody else. Maybe she'll think that. So they want to say to send one princess. Sarim, from the other daughters of the princes. Now the Hagi law b'chochma, in order to tell her in a kind way or in a smart way that something has gone wrong. So they wanted to go. I guess I said this. They wanted to tell each one of the princesses, that's the Simamanim, that there's a problem. So they went to one and they didn't find anybody there. He said that they went to the next chamber, the next Simamanim. And they went to the whole 11 different rooms of all of these special princesses. V'lo matza adam, they didn't find anybody there. V'hiskima l'shloach b'layla sarar l'zakeni l'hagi lo. So then they said, like, look, I don't know where the girls are gone to. Maybe they stole the boat, I don't know. He said, let's take an old, special, very refined princess who will go and tell my future bride what has happened. So she went to the room, the palace of this of the neshama that he's captured, and she wasn't there. And everybody trembled. They were terribly frightened. Because when a person is strong-hearted, persistent, a person can make a tremendous power, tremendous and wonderful wonders of power. You can run away from the sitra achra. You may have to do it a lot of times, but you can run away. And he can't hurt you. He brings this in Likutei Moharan. The main place where a person's strength is in his heart. If you want, you can do it. Because a person that has a strong heart, he's not afraid of anybody because Hashem is everything. He's not afraid of any particular things that's happening to him. He could do tremendously powerful things, and he can conquer the war. He can win in the war. But you have to have a strong heart. You have to really want to. It has to come from the inside. Because then when you realize that Hashem is everything and there's nothing ain't od milvado, then all of these things that happen to you in your life and all the different difficulties that you have, you'll realize that you don't have to be afraid of them. And you can run right into the war. This is the concept that we have in Berkat Habos, HaKovish is Yitzro, the person who conquers his nature. In other words, to get a hold of yourself and put what you know to be important as the most important part of your plan. This is the concept of the power of Shimshon. So then it fell or came down, began the Ruach Havaya, Lapamo b'machanech b'dan, so that it came and it greeted it came to him in the camp of Dan bein Sarah bein Eshtoel. Well, this word that Sarah is really the word Sarah ubein Eshtoel, which are the names of places where people have doubts and difficult problems. Sheba'oso ma'makomos salcho lav ruach Hashem, because those are the places that had success, that came onto him, the ruach of Hashem. The lavish gevura, he girded himself, he clothed himself in gevura. The Hainu Shabalo Chosev B'toch the Gevura believed that this came a tremendous power and a tremendous strength in his heart. By Yedei Zecha also Gevuras Naros, and he did wonders of powerful things. This really returns to each one of us, you and me. Each one of us has this particular ability that we can be strong. We can fortify ourselves. If you can only fortify yourself and don't be afraid. And then you'll have strength to get past everything. That's sure for today.